Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Chantele, and we're here to do a follow up on our tarot predictions of Survivor season 47.
Yeah, we are. It is the end game of Survivor 47. We've got things to talk about, but first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And also say hello to Kendra.
Hello.
The Survivor Coven. We have reunited. We got things
Yes.
to talk about.
Yeah.
How's everyone enjoying the season though, since it's been a minute? Chantele, how
Oh,
are you enjoying it?
I love the season. I think it's been really fun. I'm an old school girly for the fact that like I do like the slow burn on relationships and that being the driving factor. But I found that this cast of characters have really left me excited to see who's going to be winning. Like at this point, almost I'll be actually pretty satisfied with any of the final six winning here, and that I pretty much never say that. So I'm just enjoying how this season is going. I'm not enjoying how my draft is going
No,
because
real bad,
I
real bad.
feel as though on paper my draft looked amazing, but in actuality, it has not looked as great as well, I didn't really predict it, but as I chose it. But yeah, on a whole, I think for me, this is my favorite season. Sorry, of the new era, and I'm loving getting to know all these people.
Right, it's a great cast. Kendra, what are your thoughts?
I'm loving it. I'm having a great time. I think it's a really nice blend of, I'm not sure we're having as many character moments, but I'm okay with that because the gameplay has been so interesting. And I am loving this because, doing the tarot this time around with you guys and just I feel like I don't even remember what we pulled, but I feel like it's like playing out and I'm just so curious and it's been in the back of my mind this entire time. So that's just like another fun added layer. And I'm like, I feel like I'm really removed from it as a player and I'm finally like enjoying it as a fan again. And so it's been really, really lovely and fun.
Well, that's great. That's great that you can like watch it as a fan.
Yeah, I'm not like thinking about it.
What you did, what you could have done, and
Yeah, it feels nice.
Well, we would absolutely want to talk about the end game. Let's talk about what we pulled for these players ahead of time. We know them a little bit more now, so we understand their astrology a little bit as well. But before we talk about end game, I feel like we have to talk about a couple characters that have left us so far, specifically Rome. Let's see Rome. He was such a character. We pulled the 10 of Wands, Judgment, and 6 of Swords. And I feel like 100% that is on target right there.
Well, the 10 of Wands, you said, right?
Yeah.
That card is like,
that's chaos.
It's a chaos card. Well, in the sense it's like you are kind of trudging through, like you have like so many like it's just, he had a lot that he was kind of pushing through in this game. And I think he probably could have had an easier time if he was a different personality. Like I think that he could have probably ingratiated himself in the game a little bit better, and maybe last a little bit longer, but he definitely was a big impact and then kind of fizzled out. And so I do feel like these cards are pretty representative of his game.
I agree with that. Just seeing the 10 of Wands and like how, maybe he didn't feel like he was losing steam, but like he was, just so much of that like Scorpio Mars energy, just like pushing through, just very like prodding energy. And then the Judgment, 6 of Swords. I mean, I feel like we were saying something of
he went on a journey, right?
He did go on a journey. And then also, I know the 6 of Swords is like going on a journey, new horizons, maybe new perspectives, but like I feel like we said something because with the Judgment card here of him like watching his words or something. I feel like we said something along those lines, and just especially with that Judgment card right there, it's just
I mean, right, he was definitely judged.
Yeah.
And look at
He did a lot of
that
judging.
final judgment where he was sent home, like everybody had the same idea except for I think Sue, and he got his judgment there at tribal council where everybody sent him home. So it did play out because we were saying that card could maybe be like the end game potentially, just because like it's kind of near the end of the journey of the hero, but in this case he got his judgment more soon.
Yeah, I think we can say judgment is that final judgment. Is that getting a vote at the end, or is it a judgment earlier in the game? I feel like paired with a Six of Swords, which is moving, leaving, it absolutely can be a journey, which he did get, but it being the minor arcana of the moving, right? So we have a Chariot as well. I don't know. I feel like together that does tell us an earlier boot. But yeah, I just was like struck by the Ten of Wands mostly because I was like, wow, he was absolute chaos, and that's
absolutely.
we knew something like that was coming.
See it right there. It's like because of the chaos, the Ten of Wands, then came the judgment, and then came the Six of Swords. It's like like really, really played out for him.
And what do you think, ladies? He's either a Leo or a Virgo moon. What did you feel?
Leo, probably, because he definitely wanted to be the center of attention a lot of the times. He even sat in Jeff's throne there, as he's the king of the jungle. He felt as though that it was his island. It was Rome Island. It's Rome Survivor. I definitely think that the Leo energy was coming forward here for him.
I agree. I would agree.
Yeah.
Even claiming his own throne.
Yeah.
This is Survivor Rome.
Yeah. I felt like, whoop, yep, we found it. Leo moon for sure. He was the king of the jungle. Absolutely. The time that he was there, he absolutely
loved Rome.
Ruled it. Let's also look at Saul, just because we all loved him, did we not?
Yeah, that's true. I loved him.
He turned out to be such a lovely character. He got the Death, 9 of Pentacles, and 3 of Wands preseason cards. He had all that Gemini, which I think definitely helped him. People loved him. That social, chatty, get along with. But I really did feel like the death happened for him, right?
Yeah.
Pre-Rome, post-Rome. Like he had to dig. He had to do a rebirth.
And then
in this game.
I remember listening to the On Fire podcast and Jeff saying Saul was so different out on the island than how he was like in our interviews. But one thing that stuck out to Jeff is that Saul said that he was going to do whatever. He's somebody who can do whatever he needed to like rise to the occasion. And what we can see with all this, like all these mutable placements in his chart, is he was able to adapt to what he needed to do. Like what he needed to do was get slower, like go lower, chill out to combat Rome. I think it would have been a very different game if Rome wasn't in it, and we would have seen Saul even more, which is crazy because I loved Saul on the show. But it was really interesting hearing that from Jeff, saying Saul played completely different than we thought he was going to play. He's a lot like lively, a little bit more charismatic, a little bit more like outgoing. And then in the game, like he knew what he had to do. So love seeing that adaptability there. And the 9 of Pentacles, I feel like he's so beloved. I feel like people really saw him, like at least in the from the Survivor fanverse. So I can kind of see that in that 9 of Pentacles there, just like living in the riches. He was so grateful for his experience. And after the death.
Also, the reason why Genevie was kind of wanting to take him out was because he was embodying that 9 of Pentacles, where he had everything. He had everybody. Everybody wanted to work with him. He finds the advantage. He's able to give it to Rachel. It didn't come out necessarily in the season, but I'm wondering if that was also a factor as to why Genevie wanted to get him out, is that he's building these close bonds and relationships and riches with all these people that she doesn't have. And so that was super threatening to her. I would say. Yeah, death, rebirth from like the Rome era, from pre and post Rome era. Definitely, we saw a different side of Saul after Rome had gone home. Like he just like felt lighter. He felt like he could be himself a little bit more, instead of kind of walking on eggshells and not wanting to piss off Rome so he can stay in the game, which I doubt was his real personality. And so I definitely feel like he had a rebirth. And what was the Three of Wands was the other card?
Yeah.
I guess that was probably him like looking towards the future at the beginning, because he definitely, I don't think the game started the way that he wanted it to at all. Like, imagine how things would have been if Rome wasn't part of that equation. Like, I think him and Asia would have been a stronger duo. I think maybe they would have brought in Genevie at that point, and maybe, it just would have been such a different dynamic. And I feel as though he might have been able to actualize that strong three pillars of the Three of Wands, looking forward to the future, a little bit better if he didn't have Rome as part of that equation. But I do feel like he actualized his cards pretty well.
Right. Back to what Kendra was saying, like he didn't behave the way they assumed he was going to. I think he probably wanted to behave his big, bubbly, fun self, but Rome shot that down, right? He just couldn't.
They couldn't be on the same island
together.
Fun.
Yeah. He had to he mentioned meditation, and I asked him about that in our interview, because I was like, I love meditation. And he was like, no, literally. He was like, I had to meditate to like survive, more than ever in his regular life to get through that. Maybe the Three of Wands is kind of what y'all were touching on about, like, he could work with anyone. Like, that's his team, that he would have people there to make anything happen, which is why he became a threat.
Yeah.
Genevieve. I was going to say Caroline, but that's 100% not correct. All right. How about Kyle? Kyle was a big part of this story.
Yes. Kyle.
Does he have comp beasts in the cards?
No, Lovers, Empress, and the Chariot.
Chariot, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, these are pretty impressive, all major arcana cards.
Oh my goodness. Well, that just like that Chariot, that motivation of his family and like taking care of his family. I think like seeing the Lovers, the Empress, and the Chariot is like, yes, it can be reflected in his like external game of Survivor, but it really feels like his internal game, like the Empress being his values, wanting to see his family grow, wanting to provide for him, like that Chariot being that emotional motivation. And then the Lovers, like, I feel like he did have some like duos and did have people but they got clipped. They got out of the game, I was really sad to see Saul go, because I was like, oh, I feel like Kyle and Saul could, work together. And it's really interesting seeing that he had 3 major arcana cards. And wow, Kyle.
Yeah, I feel with the fact that he was winning a lot for whatever reason, it's just drawing me towards the Chariot. Like, not that it's like I've pictured the Chariot being fast moving, but I just feel like the imagery of some of the Chariot cards, like I feel like just him wearing that necklace, like just reminds me of the Chariot card. And so I feel like just thinking about what these cards could symbolize, if I see the Chariot next time, I might be someone that might get, like win the immunity idol often. But yeah, I feel like that relates to Kyle for sure. And then Empress, it's kind of a card of abundance. I feel like he went on a few reward challenges, if I'm not mistaken, right? So he's won some reward. He has a family at home. The Empress kind of is family, abundance, love. So I do feel he was playing for that. And then obviously the Lover's card represents, that aspect of relationship. So yeah, I feel like it kind of suits him, these cards. He was a powerhouse.
He was loved. I think we, traditionally
except for Sue.
Right? But he literally laughed with them, being like, what a hero, what a gentleman, while she's like scowling. But he was loved, and it didn't turn out to be like, a duo or like a relationship on the island. But I do think that he expressed love towards his family. Like that's a very lover's thing, as well as being loved in the game. And I think the Empress, you know, uh, gets it done, right? They get
Yeah.
things done, the Empress card. So Kyle had to get some things done. It turned out to be more comp beast related, but yeah, I felt like, you know, and all three major arcana doesn't surprise me because he was so significant in this cast this season.
I love the connection of the Chariot and the immunity wins, or like winning. I feel like that's like a really good energetic thing to just take a note of for future season.
Right?
Connection there.
Well, let's think about that for the future. All right, well, let's dive into our top 6 here, right? So we're going into a 2-part finale, which we're not really used to, starting this week and next week.
If it was going to be a 2-part finale, I wish that he was still doing the take the urn away and come to the, you know, the live show. And like, I do kind of miss that. I miss seeing everybody not 100% sure who won, everybody getting dressed up and looking beautiful, again, having an opportunity to reflect on the season that they've watched and then having the reveal. I miss that. I'm not sure why we don't do that anymore, but
I miss it so much. And if there's one thing they can bring back for 50, it's that.
Please.
Like,
right?
That's my one ask. Live reunions. Like, please.
I don't know why we need to watch everybody dirty and like still
like still processing. They're like, I just lost. Oh my gosh.
It's a lot. Yeah. It's crazy.
And like, oh, pizza and champagne, and everybody's coming out, and you're just like, wait, I just spent like a month on an island. Yeah. I need to process for a second.
It felt so bad because after that, like, we leave the next day.
Oh, you don't even have like a chance
to like get like a day at Ponderosa to like chill, which is like, it's just crazy. Like, it's crazy. Poor thing.
Yeah. And I can't imagine having eaten nothing. And then you have like a piece of pizza and champagne. I'd be a mess.
Oh my god! I got accidentally wasted. Bruce kept on filling up my like, even like, I've been out of the game for a couple days still, but like, you're not drinking.
Right. You've been out of the game, like out of the drinking game for a while.
Yeah.
Well, and also possibly still dehydrated too. So like, yeah, it's gonna hit differently.
Yeah, we were having a good time.
All right. Player 1 of our 6. We're just going in whatever order I have them. So, Teeny, who we actually do know is a Leo moon.
I knew it.
They did confirm
after this week.
Little breakdown was Leo moon energy. That was because wasn't that similar to Andy's little breakdown? You know, like, oh, nobody's watching me chop the coconuts, and this was like, wait, you're not taking me on a reward? Like, not good enough? You don't think that you would a slam dunk to give me the win? Like that was definitely Leo moon not being fluff.
How am I not the light of your life?
Wow.
What do you mean?
Wow, you ladies are roasting. Wow.
They roasted this episode, so
I loved seeing it and like getting that. I was like, Teeny has to be a Leo moon. Like after that, because I was still kind of like, I wonder. And then it's like, nope. For sure.
A little bit of how dare you. Yeah, do you know who I am? That does fit the Leo moon. All right. 4 of Wands. Oh. Yeah, right. I guess that's why I was just like, I find this so relatable. That's just
good. You're a Leo moon?
No, I have a fire moon though. I'm a Sag moon. So I guess that's the same. I instead of being like, wow, all about Teeny, I was just like, wow, so relatable. I've been there.
4 of Wands, High Priestess in the Temperance card. Whoa, Teeny.
Right. I mean, I feel like the Temperance card is what we saw this week, right? Like, you need to even keel, right? We need to balance it out. We got a little out of balance these last few episodes. It feels like they've been sort of swinging.
Yeah, it's hard though, because, you know, after so much of like feeling out of the loop, it like builds up, and then being like one thing, like being left out of a reward, even when that's not even your number one. It just, I can see how it builds up, just like another thing that I'm like not in the loop on. And then once again, being blindsided at this, I'm so curious on how this week's going to go for Teeny. And I think it's really gonna, I think this is when we're maybe gonna see that Four of Wands and that High Priestess come into play. Like it could have already been in play a little bit, especially High Priestess, but man, that like foundation of celebration for Teeny that I want to see of that Four of Wands, that going towards something. I'm like really curious if they're going to make Final Four. Are they going in fire making?
Maybe it's fire. Like the Four of Wands right now for Teeny seems like a fire making position for them to be in. Just for the fact that this whole episode, there was a lot showing that they didn't feel like they're in the loop, didn't feel like they're being considered, that they're an important piece of the season. And so I could see the Four of Wands with being a celebratory opportunity. Final Four, let's see if they can make fire here and take themselves to the final three. And I do feel as though people would likely put them into the fire making position because they don't necessarily see them as someone competitive in that area. And so as an easy win, I can see them being put in that Final Four position.
Wow. Interesting.
Me too.
That's what I'm feeling for this now.
I was thinking Four of Wands is taking a rest, taking a break. And I felt like Teeny had to sort of take a beat, take a step back with their game, right? Kind of around merge. They kind of like got out of their group and moved around and has been taking a bit of a back seat. So I was wondering if that's what it was, but that'd be fascinating if it's.
I also agree with that too. It's like, okay, like I have to figure this out. I have to move slower.
Yeah. I would like to see a bit more High Priestess energy of like intuitively
trusting themselves.
Processing instead of falling for fake idol nonsense.
Yeah, I don't know if they've been tuning into their High Priestess intuition here at this point. But maybe that's about to change. Maybe all these cards hasn't actualized yet in Teeny's game.
That's what I'm kind of feeling. Are we pulling cards?
Oh yeah.
Sure, let's do it. I mean, let's pull cards for the end game.
Okay.
But I would, like you guys said, like maybe Final Four fire, but like I don't think these preseason cards say winning.
No.
So let's see. What do you have?
Well, not with, especially with the game that we've seen up until now. I don't see how these cards could actualize a win.
Yeah, I agree. I have the Knight of Cups.
Oh, okay.
A knight. Well, that's not winning.
No.
No, not for this one. So, new deck. This is the Ace of Pentacles.
Wow.
It's a horror tarot deck. So
that's an 8. You said
Ace.
Oh, so, Ace. Okay, wait.
That could mean going out soon. It doesn't seem.
Yours was Knight of Cups. Yours is 8 of Pentacles.
Ace as an ace.
Oh, sorry. Right. I said that twice.
Mercury.
Right?
Communication.
Well, I mean, I think I have a better card with the 6 of Wands.
Okay.
This is at least getting recognition.
I'm seeing like an invitation here, like the Ace of Pentacles. I'm seeing the Knight of Cups. It's like, will this emotional connection that Teeny's been trying to foster, like, will she get this little like hand forward to like move forward in this game? Like, will she be getting this like emotional fulfillment that she wants, or set out for that? I don't know. Maybe
well, then what this could mean then is that maybe they make the fire, get to the final 3, and maybe they get a vote or two. Like maybe it's not like a slam dunk for anybody in that final 3, and maybe they get a vote because the aces, some maybe a little bit of money, a little bit of abundance, so maybe getting that second place money. And what was yours again, Sarah? Oh, 6 of Wands, and having esteem, being revered, maybe finally getting some recognition by sitting in that final 3 position. People actually maybe respecting their game.
Yeah, I hope so, because just like with that 4 of Wands and High Priestess, I can Yeah, the high priestess. I want Teeny to like listen to herself, you know? Like I really want this to like hopefully like give her a little boost here. That like Knight of Cups, this extension of the emotional world that Teeny's been living in. And I guess we'll see.
We
Well, and
will.
also, if we remember the previews for the next episode, there's at one point 4 of them are conspiring together, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's
Yeah.
Teeny, Andy, Sam, and Genevieve are all talking, and Rachel's on the outskirts. I don't
That
know
cannot
where.
be what it seems. Right? It cannot be. What?
Well, I'm just wondering if this might be Teeny making a move, or at least attempting to, right?
Right. Right.
Attempting.
Yeah.
Attempting.
Yeah, I think
So maybe that's the 4 of Wands happening.
Teeny's definitely getting some sort of recognition. Knight of Cups could possibly be some love, or maybe tuning into that intuition.
Yeah.
Ace of Pentacles, a little bit of money or hardware or something.
Opportunity, just like an opportunity to like make that move. Like just even if it doesn't work, just something to do, like to gain that recognition, maybe that Teeny just needs for themselves through that 6 of Wands. Like, really hoping that, because so far what we've seen is just a lot of like betrayal on like in her story. So just
y'all get your bodies ready for this one.
Oh my God. Is it my girl Jen? Let's go.
Genevieve's got Death, the Moon, and the Sun.
This is, I just got goosebumps. Okay.
Me too.
100.
Literally.
I feel like, not even talking about endgame yet, we've already seen Death, the Moon, and the Sun, because that girl is so self-aware. We literally went on a death and rebirth. She went inside, like in the moon, like in her feelings, and also like delusion, like she made a choice that was incorrect, and then like already came out to the sun of like clarity and figuring it out. My gosh,
this is incredible. And I think that that's why I was like, oh, there's something with Genevieve and Saul. That's why I wanted to look at Saul's chart, because they both had a death card.
100%.
Yeah, no, those cards, especially all being major arcana, the fact that she's, people were counting her out as soon as she made the Saul move. And I was like, I don't know. I just don't feel like she's going out next. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, out next. Oh, terrible move. And I'm like, yes, if the timing might have been off, but I just don't feel like she is going to be going out. And these cards, to me, are saying that she might even still make it around another trip around the sun, like she might last a little bit longer. I feel like she just keeps on doing exactly what she needs to do to stay in one more round. And, she's had the rebirth of like, okay, this isn't working. I can't be this stone cold person anymore. I realize that like if I'm stone cold and I can vote anybody out, that means they can vote me out. So she's starting to make those connections with people, which is a completely rebirth in who that she is on that island. And then going into her feelings, which she said she didn't even want to address while she's in this game. She wanted to be emotionless. And then reading the letter from her dad being like, I thought you'd have so many friends out there. And she's like, I have no friends. I'm like, I'm going to cry. Like, it's just so sad to see, her experiencing these, the emotions of the moon, I would say here. And I feel like she shines a lot in tribal council. When Jeff asked her question, I just feel like she just like kind of just lights up. Like she's like a beacon when she speaks. And I feel like that's like the sun energy coming out. And I don't know how she's going to get there, but the fact that it's so heavy on Rachel is the front runner here, and she has all the hardware, and like she's the one that's going to win this game. I don't know. With these cards and her journey so far, I feel like Genevieve is going to sneak in a win. I still think I have it on Genevieve.
She is my favorite player of the season. I have like loved her internal journey and her ability to be vulnerable. Also, I'm thinking she has an Aquarius moon, her being like, I just want to be emotionless. But her back home having so many friends, for her wanting to separate the emotion from I guess it could be either, really, but I'm leaning more towards Aquarius in that, of just being like, I'm gonna keep it compartmentalized up here. I'm gonna use my mental game more than my emotional game. But seeing that sun part of her journey come out now, and just Oh, it's been really, really wonderful to watch, and she's killing it. And
I know. I'm so excited to see that we pulled these cards because as we're going to see go through all of these six, like this, hands down, this still says winner. Like this could
yeah.
still be a winner. And
Oh,
like you said, Chantel, we think like she's like ruined her game. Like, is she out any minute now? I mean, I guess it's possible, but these
She
cards
could be out.
also
Anybody could
say,
be out next.
yeah,
Absolutely. Well, except for maybe Sue and Rachel. But like,
Sue for
I
sure ain't going nowhere.
I don't know. There's something about how we've been just kind of wrong with what's been going on in the season. Like everybody's like, oh, she's out next. Her or who? She's going out next, and she hasn't got out next yet. And so she's at the bottom of everybody's power rankings every single week. And I'm like, well, she's still here.
I don't know, Genevieve. You might still be in this game for the win.
so bad.
Because like, and if Genevieve makes a win, like how epic of a season would it have been?
Yeah, that's
Oh, it's gonna be the best.
Like,
I mean, I do feel like if she gets to final three, like she has a very strong chance of winning. Like that's not a hard.
I mean, I wonder
of,
if she'll start pitching, having all the strong people at the end. Like maybe be like, listen, Rachel, they're coming for you right now. Like, I don't. They don't know that she has the idol.
Next to Rachel and like.
So Rachel and Sam and Genevieve, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we could try to go
that a Rachel, Sam, Genevieve final three.
Yeah,
like I hadn't even thought about that yet. Oh my gosh, I would just
and throw in Andy for Sam. Sam might go out next. I could see that happening. I could see Andy going out next.
The tower, do not take down our queen.
Oh, but the tower still though. Maybe we'll have the star. No.
Yeah, give me something. Here. 7.
No, this isn't. This won't. This isn't for now. This is not a winning combination for me. Her preseason cards, maybe they've all actualized now, but this is the 9 of Wands, which is badly bruised but not broken. So it could be showing where she is right now.
It could be showing where she is right now because she got a lot of.
She's still in her tower moment.
Yeah,
right. Maybe she's still in it. Badly bruised but not broken. Here, what's yours, Kendra?
I have the 7 of Cups.
7 o'clock, making choices. Oh, she's still choices, making some decisions, choosing whether or not to follow her heart and emotion, making emotional choices and decisions.
Yeah.
So she has been grappling with that. And so maybe this is all the now and it's not projecting future.
Like, why do I want to pull one more card for her? Oh, I just want to know, Genevieve.
We're going to know.
In 2 weeks.
Like, I can't work next Wednesday.
No.
I just have a job already. I cannot work because I'm already like so far behind on hours that I get FOMO. Just like everyone else knows.
All right. Well, we started high, Jen, and then we are now confused, but that's okay. Let's get them all, and then we can revisit. Okay. Next up is 45-year-old Sue. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, King of Swords.
Oh.
Right?
Oh.
Ace of Swords, huh?
A Queen of Pentacles. So we've talked about this a little bit, Chantele and I, because we used to place Pentacles pretty high in winning, right? Money.
Yeah.
But then we were like, oh, it seems like you need cups, you need hearts to get votes. But back in our old days, we would say Queen of Pentacles is a pretty winning card. But as you said, she has an idol, like she got hardware.
Yeah.
So it could just be that.
Maybe that's her winning move. I don't know. Who knows? Like, I don't think anyone is completely out. Like, I truly don't. She's not my highest up on the winner scale just because. Oh, sorry, we got sirens.
You're good. The world's coming to an end. Oh, gosh.
This is a very important point that we need to focus on right now.
Yeah, I don't think she's like the highest up on the winner scale, but like, who knows? Maybe she could, because I could see like a King of Swords being talking at the end.
Exactly. Absolutely. Having a good story.
Everything you've done, the Ace of Swords is like the opportunity. Maybe she was just cut from her.
She's going to be like,
alliances.
look, you guys, I set out to get Kyle out, and I
Yep.
did.
And I
So
did.
give me the win. And that'll be her big spiel at the end.
Lost 2 of my closest alliance members, still made it here, just idled. Maybe she's going to idle somebody out.
Yeah.
Like maybe I don't want to say it.
No.
I'm not saying it.
No.
I'm not saying it.
No.
Like I think there's potential here for,
okay, hold on. Let me just throw this out here. It came to my head. Let's just throw this as a
what is
potential
coming
out
to
there.
you.
So Sue and Genevieve are both Geminis.
Yep.
And they have had opportunities where they've chit-chatted before. Now I know that in the secret scene, they were end up looking for idols, and Sue didn't necessarily trust Genevieve. But that was before Genevieve had her rebirthing moment and got in touch with her, with your emotions and her heart. And I wonder if Genevieve will use this as an opportunity now that Sue is kind of a free agent here to go in and give her some of that, like, hey, I value you. I think that you deserve to be here. I'm sorry that we left you out of this boat, but we hadn't been working together before. And endear herself to Sue. And Sue lets her know about that hardware that she has that maybe will allow Genevieve to use it in a more masterful way, and in turn Sue use it in a different way. So I'm just wondering, because Genevieve doesn't leave all of her pieces just to be picked up by somebody else, and so I wouldn't be surprised if she used it to her advantage to maybe pick up Sue.
Yeah, let's say swords is information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It can also be chaos, right?
Totally.
Sue could unleash some chaos, and we haven't seen it from her yet. But an ace and a king of swords,
it's like
makes me
thoughts,
feel like
she's ideas.
Just new enough to make someone else swoop into the win. But she has a Queen of Pentacles. Who knows? She might win. Let's see what our in-game cards say for you, Sue. Kendra's face. What?
I got a Knight of Wands reversed.
Ooh. Knight of Wands reversed. I don't love knights. That's not great.
No. You got the Magician
though? The Magician. So maybe, it's pulling in like all the different energy from with above down to her. So maybe she does end up using her idol. But people are just like, well, what? Like, ta-da!
But maybe it doesn't really. Maybe it continues her on, but it's not a move for her.
Yeah, it's not.
Like I'm was alluding
she'll just
to.
Play it at 5 because she has to, but like not in an impactful way, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting from this like Knight of Wands. It's like wanting to go somewhere, but like
nothing happening really.
Doing the thing, but nothing really happening. Oh,
4 of Pentacles. Okay.
Oh, 5. No, sorry. 5. 5 loss. I think that's a lot.
5.
Yeah.
Does she go out at 5?
Maybe.
Like
maybe.
5 is.
No, she hasn't. I don't think she's not going to play her idol.
She literally, I don't think can. She's Sue. What? I mean, you're right. She could be, but really?
I'm just saying, all these game bots at the end are going to. Like they might just take Sue out of the game because they want to sit there.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Say Sue uses it this round, because I think if Rachel uses an idol this round, Sue will be triggered to use her idol this 100%. Round as well, right? Then she won't have any security for final 5. I could make an argument where they're like Andy, Rachel, all of them, none of them want to go home. They all want to make it to final 4, maybe go to fire. Just take out Sue. That's just taking up one of those seats. So
I hear you.
Because there has been talk about people taking up seats.
Yeah.
So I don't think
Sue was one of those people taking up seats. So
yeah.
I do feel like, though, she's going to do something. Like, you've got the Knight of Wands reversed. That feels like chaos. That feels like making something happen. Magician makes things happen. I feel like she's going to be implementing maybe her revenge on Andy or something. She's going to make something happen.
Yeah, because we do see
I just feel like it's not going to happen, though, because of the reversal of that night.
Well, it could still be sheer chaos because of it.
Yeah, I think the chaos is still likely. We got 2 swords here. We got the magician. Knight
But
of
the
Wands.
5, my gosh, what if she loses her
Five's
idol?
chaos.
What if she gives it away?
No.
5 of
What if she?
Pentacles.
Oh gosh.
Or she's just, I mean, it's lost. There's nothing we can do about it. It's lost, Sue. It's lost.
Yeah. Maybe the loss is like the loss of Gabe and Caroline. That is so like imminent right now. So Caroline just got out. So maybe that 5 of Pentacles is like dealing with the loss. What am I gonna do to avenge the loss? Like, she's thinking about it this way. And then we pull in the magician. It's like, I got to put something out there. I got to make something happen for myself.
Wait,
oh my God. I love this from Sincere, though. The magician means that she's finding the final 5.
Yeah, if they do that again. Okay.
Right?
Manifestation.
Yes. Look at that.
I was
Maybe
say,
it's the number 5, yeah.
In the traditional tarot, the 5 of Pentacles is where the 2 people are outside in the snow trudging and the church light is on, right?
Yes.
So I'm wondering if somebody might be giving her a beacon of light. Maybe this whole Genevieve idea is coming to fruition, where maybe she decides to go and look for help. She needs an ally. She doesn't necessarily have an ally right now. It could be Rachel, but it also maybe could be somebody else. Because if Rachel ends up playing an idol and she didn't tell Sue about that idol, Sue gets offended by stuff like that. Yeah. So I feel like Sue is going to be looking for help, looking for somebody else right now. And so I think that could also be how the 5 is manifesting.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about some more winner cards, because Miss Rachel preseason got the 10 of Pentacles. Judgment and Queen of Pentacles.
I also love Rachel.
Right? How can you not love Rachel? Rachel's playing a great game.
Big fan.
Pentacles winning. I mean, we should say none of this final 6 have any cups. So our theory of needing cups to win is out the window this season.
Unless everybody has, no cups.
What's interesting
nobody
about that is that, I feel like last season it was such a, the cups, I feel like does work for a more emotional season, but this season has been very gameplay. And so I think seeing Pentacles or maybe even swords or wands more, action or using your words at the end is a little bit more for this cast. So I think both
they were air dominant for sure.
Super air dominant. But seeing these Pentacles here, I mean, I got a good feeling about Rachel. I think everyone thinks she's gonna win. I think she definitely is the first contender, the front runner for it. And especially with looking back right now and seeing 10 of Pentacles, Judgment, Queen of Pentacles.
I mean, I love the idea of Judgment being final Judgment.
Same.
Right. But we did just say, though, that before that it was a judgment before the end, which was with Rome, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that might happen. Maybe she will use both of her things next round and, goes out goes out at 5. These are all possibilities. Going out at 5 is more of a possibility, I would say, with the Judgment card. Obviously, as well, getting to the final 3, I can see that there is also. But we did also just say that the Queen of Pentacles could be hardware, which she does have. And so we can maybe have her, the Queen of Judgment or Pentacles, be the hardware. But the 10 of Pentacles would be the most winning card, I would say, out of these ones, because that's the full completion of all the riches, all the family, having all the money, having it all. And so out of all the Pentacles, I would say that this is the best Pentacles for a win. So I could see it.
Yep. Yeah. I am comparing her and Genevieve. I see that they both have good winning cards here potentially.
I agree. It's so cool to see. I love this.
See, what if they both get to the final too? How would people I don't know. That would be such a good final too, and whoever else joins them would just make it such a dynamic tribal.
That would be so hard.
They're at the final 2.
Decide between the 2 of them. That would be too hard. I wouldn't want that for either one of them. because I'd want them to like easily sit there, but that's not how life works. So,
But I feel like they're both deserving of
Yeah.
What if
like
they both realize that they
Absolutely.
need each other? Like, if I'm gonna win, like I want to win against, that's like a oh, another 10 of Pentacles.
that's
Oh,
get it, Rachel, get it.
oh,
like, isn't
Get
it
it.
the edit too heavy-handed for this, or like that's the misdirect? Is that like they're being so obvious?
Well, I think
no,
it's such
I'm
a great
so
season. It's like
nervous.
we have so many good characters. We have so many people who are good at this game.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, every time though they've been showing us what is going to happen, it's never what it
We have
is. What's that?
10 of
10 of
Cups.
Cups.
Oh
Right
wow.
now!
Okay, 10 of Cups. That's your win.
Girl.
And I got okay, and this is the 8 of Wands action moving towards a goal. Go for it.
Wow. I
go
will
for it,
actually
Rachel.
shocked if Rachel doesn't win.
It's a
This
very
is-
strong duo or trio.
Wow.
8 of Wands, 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. Strong.
Wow.
That
Strong.
is-
10 of Cups card. Like, this is how I'm trying to be.
This is how you're trying to be.
Like,
Yes.
on a
Lounging
rainbow.
on a rainbow.
Just laying on a rainbow.
Yep.
Naked laying on a rainbow with like all of my cups full. Like,
Just like my
this
draping. Yeah.
I would like to be doing.
That is very your aesthetic. That is
yes,
very you.
yeah. Like, find me here.
I love it. That's so true.
But
Wow, that's exciting, Rachel.
It's really good
Rachel.
cards.
Dang.
Okay, let's try to think about this. I want to have like a broader perspective, but it's really hard because like, what is this not winning? Like, is this, we need to do Sam.
Oh, I know. I'll bring him up.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
If you're still talking, we'll bring him up in a minute. Yeah.
So we have the 10 of Cups. I don't see any direction which our 3 cards are like not getting to the final 3.
Well, I agree with what you're saying. Like, well, how could they not mean that? So if we wanted to look at it like, so yes, I got the 8 of Wands, and so that is taking action towards something. But the 10 of Cups could also be feeling accomplished, but not necessarily being fulfilled. Like, we had that card for Hannah on your season, and we thought that she was going to go to the end and go really far, but no, family was what was driving her, and she didn't make it that far. So
it also makes me think of Jesse when he went out fourth, right?
5,
fifth.
Fire.
And it was like
fire, right? Well, 5th, yeah.
It was like it was like gutting, right? Because the vibe there was like, we love you. You should have won this game, but we had to get you out, right? That feels very, 10 of Pentacles, maybe she gets another piece of hardware or something like that. But the 10 of Cups being like, we wanted to give this to you. You should have won, but we had to take you out.
Yeah, that's so true. That can be, I love that. That callback there, because that is how we all felt. It's like, everyone loves you, we all support you, and that's exactly why we have to get you out of this game. Woo!
So, it does feel to me like that's a winning trio, but I could see a world where getting similar energy and excitement and happiness, but not actually getting the win because she might come up short. The lore though is that she has the fire in her glasses, and so that's that she loses to fire potentially, which I think I could see that happening because all of her hardware will only take her to final 4 fire, right? So
she's going to use her one time, one another time, or maybe both at the same time. People are going to be like, we literally have to put her in fire.
I'm going to still live in my world where we were just celebrating a minute ago.
Me too.
I still need to have a Genevieve win here, that death card overcoming, because I need not to have a demolishment in that draft. Like, I just need to get a couple.
For your draft, you need it.
Is Genevieve
and for Canada.
Oh, and for Canada. Okay.
Yes.
Emotionally, Genevieve and Rachel can win. Either one can win for me. Like, for my soul. Okay, Mr. Sam. We actually have Sam and Andy left here.
Okay.
Sam had a 4 of Wands, an 8 of Wands, and a Page of Pentacles.
Interesting.
I
So
don't.
we saw the Page of Pentacles really early getting the idol.
Mm.
Um,
Four of Wands, I think, is having to take a beat. I really love that for
Yeah.
Survivor, of like his game kind of took a turn with Sierra out and had to take a step back.
The
Eight
Eight
of
of Wands is
Wands
kind of
trying to
what's
get back
going
in
on right
it.
now. Operation Italy was Eight of Wands energy for sure. A lot of go, go, go. A lot of like, okay, we just have to go for it here. We have to just try and make this happen. And everybody playing their part. Him doing all of his acting. Definitely Eight of Wands energy. Four of Wands, we talked about it before. Potentially, it is fire. So maybe Sam versus Teeny in fire situation.
Whoa.
I would probably, if I were Sam, I'd be like, I want to go against Teeny here. We haven't seen them make a fire, so Sam might be like, I want to take Teeny out. So maybe that's how that happens. Page of Pentacles, like pages sometimes are new beginnings, but they're also messengers. Right. So maybe he will receive a message as to where, if they do that final 5 race on the beach to a new idol or advantage, maybe he will get some insight as to where that is. So maybe he wins that one. And maybe he decides to put himself into fire so that he can, do the Chris Underwood, like, yeah, I'm going to win the game because I gave myself immunity and I gave it away to win fire. I don't know. This is a scenario.
I love that.
I don't feel like, looking at these cards, we would have said final 3.
I don't think so.
No, these are not final 3 cards. So I kind of feel like he's one of the next to go out.
I think so too, unfortunately. I guess we'll see here.
Yeah.
But compared to like everyone else we've looked at, even Sue, you know what I mean? Like,
Major Arcana. Yeah. 4s, it's kind of stable, not moving forward necessarily. Pages at the beginning. Yeah. He might be out next. Could be.
Well, if he's out next, maybe he'll vote for Genevieve.
He will vote for Genevieve 100%. He already said that this episode. And why did they keep that in? Maybe it's because he will.
5 of Wands.
King of Cups.
Oh, well, King of Cups is not bad. And
King
Ace
of
Swords is
King of Cups can be over emotional sometimes.
Yeah.
5 of Wands.
5 of Wands. Chaos, fighting, conflict. Yeah.
Which I think is like what we've been going, or like maybe that's like his next round. He's going to be like fighting to stay in.
Maybe giving emotional pleas as to why he should be there. But if he doesn't win immunity, I can very easily see him going out.
Same.
Especially since Teeny has been wanting him out for a very long time.
Ace of Swords.
Is this new information?
Is that going to be cut by Teeny? Because didn't Teeny get the other Ace of Swords?
A stab? This is an actual stab?
Yeah,
Teeny has the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles.
Oh, sorry. Oh, who was it? It was Sue that got the Ace of Swords.
Oh, also possible.
You're getting sliced by Sue. Or
maybe they idle out Sam.
Yeah, it's very possible. I feel like somebody's getting idled out if we stay.
Or block a vote. Blocked.
Yeah.
Ace of Swords.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, blocking your voice, right? Like, your vote is your voice, so maybe the Ace of Swords block a vote.
Your communication. Yeah.
Maybe they're like, okay, let's go for Sam.
Okay, so prediction is
Genevieve has the idol.
Block a vote for Sam.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's remember that. Blocking Sam's vote.
Yep.
Nice. Like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, Sam.
You've been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Love the acting.
Operation Italy was so fun and fantastic.
Yeah. I loved it. So many Leo moons.
Right?
Right.
Oh, I am surprised I did not.
Our boy Andy. Oh my Lanta. Look at how this is played out.
Empress, the Knight of Swords, and the Devil, Mr. Andy.
Andy, Knight of
Well, Knight of
Swords.
Swords is the chaos card,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Like
Literally
that.
chaos.
When I learned tarot, we kind of gave names of like archetypes kind of people, and Knight of Swords is our Kanye West card, and you know how he's just kind of like ideas, energy, thoughts, moving, like frantic. Very Andy, that he is the Knight of Swords.
How much do I love the Devil for him? Just kind of being a little sneaky. Gathering that information to reveal as his little Knight of Swords.
Absolutely.
I will say this Empress is making me think potential final 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate that.
Number 3.
Empress makes things happen. Gets it done.
Makes things happen. I'm also like, for some reason, like with the Devil and the Knight of Swords, it's like him using his words, obviously, to like manipulate and like the reflection of a sword. It's like us using our words and our perception and our like communication to mask what's really going on underneath. And like I can kind of see that, and like people aren't taking him as seriously as he wants to be taken or as he should be taken in this game. And like that's been the narrative kind of fed to us. So I'm really curious if I think if he makes it to final 3, I'm really curious if he could get some votes.
Yeah, right.
Depends on who he's sitting beside, but it's very possible, especially if say Sam is there. I know that Sierra is not the biggest fan, but if Sam's like, Andy was the one that like he saved me from that round, like he might just let him know that it was his idea. He gave the lifeline to them, and maybe that would allow people to garner some like belief in Andy's game and feel like he's worthy of a win. So depending on who goes into the jury and what order, I think that they could be supportive of Andy.
Totally. I agree.
Chantele, look at this. This is not a first juror getting Devil. That's interesting.
Yeah, we were worried about that for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel good about his chances getting to final 3.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And also, like the Devil talks about, manifestation of like the world, like world 3D worldly goods, and so he could be using people's like. What he has been doing is like he knows how people think about him and knows kind of what makes people tick. Like he's using people's flaws, we'll say, in order to propel him. Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I was trying to say, but you said it way better. Yeah,
I couldn't even get the words out in the way that I wanted to say them, so I don't know what you mean. But yes, we agree.
I'm like, that's like basically what my brain was saying, but I don't know how to say it with my words. Yeah.
That's good.
I don't know. Do you think that's good?
Well, I think that actually we've just been talking about it being like comfy. So maybe he's gonna finally win. Like we've been kind of joking around with, him being kind of sexual and is the way that he's performing some of these challenges and stuff like that. Maybe he's actually going to get that necklace. Like maybe he's going to get just win a competition or 2.
I have a Queen of Swords here.
Queen of Swords.
Queen of Swords. Oh my God, these people with their information and communication.
And like he's stirring the freaking pot.
Yeah.
Okay. I also, when I was learning, we called her Margaret Thatcher, off with their head. My word is God, basically. And so I wonder if he takes a big swing at a strong female in this game. Andy, stay away from... Yeah, it reminds me of Genevie. Queen of Swords reminds me of Genevieve. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's the Queen of Swords. Yeah, she is.
Like, even, like, just she's very tall, statuesque. Like, her word is
air sign.
Yeah, Gemini. But then I got the Emperor.
Oh, my gosh.
Which is that's the biggest money card in the deck, in my opinion. And that would be if we're looking at the edit, he has said every single, like maybe not every, like 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 12 of these episode titles, it's been the story of Andy. Like he just had this whole Operation Italy. Are they just going to allow him to flop and like not get to the final 3 and potentially win? Like this is a winning card, in my opinion, Emperor. That's money and taking out a queen.
Wow.
And Sarah was nerd?
Yeah.
Oh, the chariot?
Look, I mean, I was thinking, because I think of the chariot as like moving on, right? Like you literally move on. So I was thinking like this is a move on out of the game in a very like major arcana end thing. But I don't know, a queen
like
of
moving,
swords,
like he's like
and
propelling his game forward,
right?
Through the information that he has, through the chaos, through the like webs that he has weaved.
Yeah.
So like potentially gaining some with the Emperor, gaining the respect in the game finally. Like even saw a glimpse of Sam giving him respect last time.
Right.
Well, what if
like Andy, I'm sorry, like I haven't been respecting you in this game, like literally. And like Sam's gonna go back to Ponderosa because he's gonna get voted out next. And sorry. And I think he's gonna start advocating for, Genevieve and Andy.
But what? Genevie and Andy is who Sam is going to be pushing for. Absolutely. I wonder if the chariot. What if that's him making a decision with who? Maybe he wins that final 4 immunity. Yeah. Maybe he's the one that's deciding who's going to be going into fire, and maybe he puts up Rachel and Sue or Teeny. Sorry, Rachel and Teeny, and then Rachel gets taken out, and Teeny goes to the final 3. That would actually actualize those cards pretty well. And then the final 3 would, I guess, be, like Genevieve just goes there with him. Then it would be Genevieve, Teeny, and Andy would be the final 3 in this scenario. Or how does Sue lose? I don't know where Sue goes out. Maybe she goes out at 5. But
Sue disappears, and
Sue goes out at 5. Or I don't know.
But an emperor also to me feels like making a decision, right? They're the ones. Yes. Like I've been saying, an empress gets it done, but an emperor, unfortunately, in our patriarchal society is like, he has 100% getting it done. Yeah, he's Aries and Leo with a Leo moon.
With the emperor card, it's like,
holy moly!
Is he going to take out Genevieve? I'm going to be so mad.
I'm in my scenario. I'm thinking this is him taking out Rachel.
Okay.
But like I know that card, looking at it, it looks like Genevieve to me. But we're gonna say that
But Andy should know better. Andy should know if he's in charge to sit next to Teeny and Sue. Like he should know that.
Yeah.
Like, so why wouldn't that be it?
It just depends on if Sue goes out at 5.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Sue's gonna have an idol. Rachel's gonna have an idol. There's gonna be something else in the mix there. So who knows? But yeah, I would put money on Andy making those final decisions.
Yeah, me too.
That for sure.
And putting maybe he puts Rachel versus Genevieve in fire.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh my God, this like
I'm gonna be sick.
Like this just like ratcheted up my thoughts. Like,
amped up.
Yeah, I like what?
This is crazy. I cannot wait to recap this season. Like, oh my God.
Lord. Oh my Lanta. All right, let's throw this little sucker in the mix here. Hold on.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Thinking about the cards. Oh my God, my computer. Is this Mercury retrograde? What's happening?
I've had so many of those experiences.
Like everything.
Exactly what you feel.
Yeah. Taking into account all of those cards, let's look at the chart for finale. So I pulled this chart at sunset, the night that we know finale happened. So I might be off a little bit on time.
A couple hours though. That's okay. Hours is fine.
But it's going to be roughly around here. So we knew around this time we had a massive thing happening in Gemini. And then when this cast was so Gemini heavy and air heavy, we were like, whoa. But it's got a Sagittarius rising.
I'm like,
but Sun and
Wow.
Moon in Gemini. So I do think that all of our swords cards make sense. I do think like all of the air signs still in play have a great chance, because I think telling a story, right, is
Yeah.
very appropriate for this finale.
Yes. Wow. Like,
Andy's so fire, though. That could
I know.
trine the
Yeah,
ascendant.
yeah, we have
but
a
also
lot.
trying the all the seventh house stuff.
Yeah.
So like it's favorable for like the Aries, which is Andy, and then it is slightly favorable for Sam as well, also an Aries. Genevieve is Gemini. Rachel's a Pisces. How does that look?
So it's going to be like square. But I will say, like, Saturn and Neptune are in that fourth house in Pisces. And it is, although it is squaring all that Gemini stuff, it's like Neptune can just be kind of this like
Dreamy.
higher, like dreamy, but like also like glamour and being noticed in like the bigger public eye. And then Saturn is like in your house of finances. And so like, you know, your mundane, like, is that dream coming true? Is that win and that hard work coming into fruition with that Pisces? All those Pisces energy there.
Rachel is a Pisces.
Yeah. And then we have
Sue's Gemini again.
Then we have Virgo at the top of the 10th, at the cusp of the 10th house.
I mean, I think that's just the 6 of Wands there. I don't think like that. I mean, 10th house is usually public recognition and stuff like that. But in this case, I feel like final tribal, get to say their piece, but not necessarily a win, but will be applauded.
Totally. And
well, it's interesting that that's, you know, ruled by Mercury, Gemini ruled by like we're very mercurial vibing here.
And then the Mars and Aries, just thinking about that Emperor card, really hardcore. Like, I think whatever move Andy's going to do, whatever thing he's putting into motion, like, especially right next to Chiron, and like him healing this journey of him for himself, because this has
also the North Node is there, so that's like a destiny marker, and it's in the 5th house, which is the house of fun and games, and so having all that energy in that house, trine, you know, Jupiter over there. I don't know. This could be good for Andy.
I think this could be great for Andy.
This does. I mean, I always look at 5th house for these shows because they're game shows. But yeah, like Saturn in Pisces, does that help Rachel at all?
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, that hard work and that determination for like a dream to come
true,
making things stick. And then,
but Mars, North Node, and Chiron seems so fated.
Yeah,
right.
But that's sextile to Genevieve.
Yeah, I mean, because we don't know anyone's birth time, so we don't know their ascendants. We don't know where any of this falls in their houses, because that would tell us so much more.
Basically, just like thinking of where their sun falls.
Yeah. It's like, wow, all that Gemini is like, I knew it was crazy, but especially if it is around in like the 7th house, it's like
contracts,
one-on-one relationships, like
other
super air, just they're gonna be chatting it up. The stories are gonna be great. I'm so excited for Final Tribal. Oh my gosh.
All right, so let's just break down our top. We have 3 that we like for winners here so far. Andy is a Sun, Aries, Leo, Moon. That we've already said falls in the 5th house, trining 5th and ascendant. And the way that he gives out information, he could probably have Gemini qualities for all I know. But then let's say Rachel's Pisces, Leo, Moon. Similar with the moon, but Pisces falls in that 4th house right there. Sun might be near Saturn.
That could be the 10 of Cups vibe, you know what I mean? With the 4th house, like.
Totally.
And then
it's less winnery than the other stuff, in my opinion, but like still very strong.
Yeah. Genevieve, Sun, Gemini, Moon, Aquarius, or Pisces.
I mean, this has been,
Um,
especially on this new moon and this lighting up her sun.
well, if if we're thinking about the fact that Pluto just moved into Aquarius, and so she's
Aquarius.
going to have Pluto is going to hit her. You said moon. And that's going to be like I've been told that Aquarius and anything that aspects Aquarius for the next year is going to be pretty positive, and
Yeah.
so she might have a positive aspect in transforming some area in her emotional life. And so I don't know if that's going to mean because she wins the game or if she's already had that emotional journey, but having Pluto there in Aquarius I think is pretty good for her too.
Yeah, deep transformation and like coming into your own power in your emotional world there for her. So I think that, a case can be made for all of them astrologically. I think some of them are a little bit more obvious, like Andy's is like really, I mean,
But
that's
then
what
we
he
could also
did.
say that maybe Sam is too, right? And we don't think
True.
that for Sam. So
Yeah. Just with the tarot cards as well. But, not for nothing, Dee had the North Node in Libra over her sun when she won. All of them had
wow.
them had the North Node in Libra.
Wow.
So or the
And
South Node in Libra. So
she's a Sagittarius sun, D?
Nope, she's a
She'll
Libra
be
sun.
Oh, she was a Libra sun. Okay. So so
Leo
then that
rising.
Leo
Gemini
rising.
moon.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
who was the Sag on your season? You? No.
No, Sifu.
Oh, Sifu. Same tribe. Got it.
Yep.
You guys were the Libras. Got it. I don't remember everybody now, but it's
it's hard. I only remember them because they're mine.
Yeah. Right. All
so
right.
if you're saying North Node or South Node, one of like those nodal points,
I mean, those are
could be indicating a destiny line, especially of being in the 5th house.
Yeah.
Like, if this is the case, they really are proud of Andy as a winner because they've been telling his story big time.
The editors love him.
I mean, edit wise, I've been like, something's happening with Andy. Like, we got edits for episodes saying
like she's all that.
Exactly. And we're like, well, I'm not seeing it yet, but okay, you're telling me something with the edit. So he's either winning or he's going out in some massive fashion.
Wow.
And I mean, what we're seeing feels, more take control than flame out.
Yes, definitely.
Wow.
That would be sensational though. I mean,
yeah. I mean, my goodness.
That's a journey. I've been saying it from the beginning. If Andy wins this game, he has an amazing story. Like from where he started to where you'd end, like
even making final 3, like him making final 3 is crazy. Like
if he's not being dragged as a go, for sure.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't think he can be dragged anymore. With Operation Italy, like I think that if he gets taken to the end, it won't look as a drag and be like, I made you guys feel as though I was this, impish person that couldn't get anything done. Like it was my intention. I knew how you guys saw me as in order for me to allow you to take me here when you shouldn't.
Yeah, and especially like I think he has a harder time getting to final 3 now because he's not being dragged. He's got no hardware, and we've got 2 secret idols out there and a block of vote. Like it feels like even harder for him to get there. So, wow.
But the only thing that's like Genevieve, Rachel, and Sam look more dangerous than he is right now. So
yeah,
he might just be able to get there by default. There's just a couple people more.
Ladies, what a ride. Thank you so much for doing this. This is my favorite. See everything so different.
Yeah, right? Me too.
Well, and I think maybe that's the reason why I'm really enjoying the season as well, because these like I get more invested in these cards and like looking to see clues as to how they're actualizing. And I love seeing like how Gemini's act in the wild and I don't know. I just love making correlations and connecting things. So it makes it even more fun for me to watch these seasons. So
I wonder if that's the same way.
Right?
Is anyone bold enough to like lay it out right now? Say who's winning.
From the last round of cards, I think that we are going to be shocked by an Andy win at this point. I think like it's so shocking, but the fact that we really see, like, I'm just like putting the edit involved in this as well.
Yeah.
But like it's just so obvious that Rachel's winning here. She has everything. She has the respect of the jury, all this stuff. I just can't see them allowing that to be what happens. Like, it's just too obvious. And so Andy, they've been telling his story this whole time, and he's getting all these sound bites where he's like, I know that they don't respect me. I need them to respect me. I need to come up with this plan. I need to do, like, they're just showing so much of all the way that he's worked towards getting this potential win. And then astrologically seeing how it's all coming together with having just some very clear markers that if we were not to know the game that was playing, we'd be like, oh, he has his sun probably conjunct in some way to the north node in the 5th house. We'd be like, that is a winning conjunction. So when I look at that and then look at his cards with the Emperor having the strongest money card in the deck, the Emperor rules kingdoms. Like, did Andy rule Survivor 47? Does he rule Becca Beach? Like, maybe that's what the case is here. So I made a case for Andy.
Does the Sierra award come back just for Andy? Like,
the what? The which award?
The Sia
award come back just for Andy?
I feel like Sia would give it to Kyle.
Or Kyle, yeah, Kyle. I agree.
She's gonna give it to anyone. I feel like I'd go to Kyle. I don't know. I mean,
you're gonna do somebody else.
Yeah. Are you that bold? Are you that bold?
I'm not that bold.
No. Yeah.
Well, no. You do a Genevieve one, and then Sarah, you do a Rachel one.
I will say this. I'm not bold enough to do a prediction, but I am gonna say I feel like it's Rachel or Andy. I'll say that.
Yeah. I as much as I want it to be Genevieve, I just have a feeling it's not. Which makes me so sad. I wanted to.
I could make a strong case for one of these people, but
yeah.
Rachel with the 10 of Cups, with the 10 of Pentacles again, and then what else did she got?
She got 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands.
Oh, 8 of Wands making it happen. I feel like her back could get pushed up against the wall in the next coming episodes, but it's really going to depend on the jury. We have to think about what the jury's going to value, and I think her having that respect is just pretty imminent, especially with that Saturn potentially kind of by her sun, like wanting her sun illuminating that Saturn. It's like, I've put in the hard work. I did the thing. Neptune, she's concealed what she's had to conceal throughout this game. And then the Leo moon. Hello, like Leo moon, ready to shine. It's potentially sextiling all those Gemini influences there. And
Leo, Andy also has that Leo moon.
That's true.
Genevieve doesn't have a Leo moon.
But unfortunately for Andy, he has had a really hard road, and the jury sees him very differently. He did have that devil card originally. So to change people's minds when you've hurt someone or you took control of the game and you manipulated people, like, we can see that Sierra is still salty,
wasn't the devil's greatest trick to make everybody believe that he doesn't exist or something like that? So if Andy's the devil, he's thinking himself
totally
that he doesn't exist, but really he's going to come to the forefront. If you could create that path for me, I will go along that ride with you.
We'd love to see it. I would support that. I would cheer for that.
Absolutely. I would support any of these winners, really. But
that's what's so fun about
after today. I have a couple more favorites.
Right.
Andy, I'm rooting. Like, Andy's crazy. Like, I think he could pull out the win.
I definitely could. I mean, I can see all these three making the win at this point. But.
All right. Well, we have a 2-parter coming up this week and next week. I do know that this week we have 2 immunities, 2 tribals, but I do not believe that it is confirmed we have 2 people leaving this episode.
To be like, can be continued at like fire or whatever.
Yeah,
not fire.
Which is unfortunate, but we shall see tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, tomorrow! I'm so excited.
Right. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much for being here. You guys are amazing. We really appreciate it. And if you're joining later, please let us know your thoughts. Do you have a winner pick? Did you change your mind after watching this? Yeah, let us know how you feel. And we'll see everybody through the finale and sometime after the finale.
Yay!
Yeah?
See who is right.
Right?
All
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.